I'd like to welcome you this evening, and my name is David Cross, and I'm here at home with David Stelzer. So welcome, David.
Oh, thank you.
And you can probably hear some screams and laughter in the background. Our kids are playing together, and there's a puppy involved. And last time I saw my youngest daughter, she was running around with one shoe on. So it's a lovely summer evening here at Azure Farm, and David and I thought we'd just chat a little bit and share with you some of the things we're doing at Azure. Now, I know that recently there's been a lot of news about Azure Farm and the issue of weed management over there, and so, you know, we don't like to dwell on the negative side of things, but we thought we'd just talk for a little while about the outcome of that. So, David, you know, we posted a video there on our Vimeo channel and shared it with a few of our customers, and I believe the last count, Sherman County had about 57,000 emails in support of us. And I know you'd said the last you'd heard that the most they'd had for any other issue was about 5 emails. So it's
something like
kind of closed them down, you know. So tell us where we are today, 25th of May, 2017. Where are we at with the county and with the weed management?
Well, not too much new has happened in the last week. We're working very hard at putting a program in place that's really going to work. You know, we've been managing weeds to some level at that farm for many years, but we want to share that with the county, with the neighbors, maybe with all of you. I don't know. We're going to try to make that so it's obvious. And, you know, and there's a lot of really good ideas that can be had through organic farming. You know, organic farming, it's a whole different thing. You know, conventional farmer, they just go out and, you know, it's all figured out for them, and you just spray this stuff. You know, that stuff is what poisons our bodies, destroys our health as a people and as a nation. And we don't even want to think in those terms. But there are weeds. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I guess maybe that was part of the curse given to Adam, mm-hmm. that from the very beginning. And, you know, there are things that we do and we need to do. And obviously, you know, with an organic farmer, cultivation is the first line of defense. Well, some of those weeds, the rising ones, cultivation, it has to be done a lot more aggressively, a lot deeper, a lot more intense than it would be for normal weeds. Normal weeds, I mean, we always have a certain amount of weeds, and you're always going to be hoeing or cultivating and so on. But that requires a little deeper dive, deeper commitment, if you will, to really taking care of them.
We talked a lot about the farm in Morrow, David, but you know, right behind us here there are beautiful acres, thousands of acres of land on Azure Farm in Dufer. So tell me a little bit about what we see in the background here. What's growing on the farm at the moment? What produce and fruits are we seeing here?
Well, there's a lot of fun things going on right now. Right behind us here we see new strawberries that are just loaded with blossoms and green berries. We'll be seeing an abundant strawberry crop. It's kind of an experimental section. Mm-hmm. Most of that's up above, but there's, I don't know, maybe half an acre here of gorgeous strawberries. They're, and again, we don't cultivate. We don't use landscaping fabric. We just keep it mowed in between those, mm-hmm. and we only water on the rows, so they're on drip irrigation. Right. And then they're kept mowed in between the plants. And you see they're thriving. In the further background, we see apple orchard that's also bloomed gorgeously. It's just slightly past bloom, mm-hmm. just setting on the little baby apples right now.
What kind of trees are they? What kind of apples?
Well, the apples right here on the end are Fuji's.
Okay.
And then right up just a little bit is Galas. And then right here in the very background, those are Asian pears.
Oh, very nice.
So we'll be looking at those. Those are looking pretty good this year too. Mm-hmm. Not quite as prolific as the apples, but they should be nice. The big thing we're putting right now, the crew has really been focusing on getting the vegetables planted. We've put in a lot of brassicas and onions. We'll be putting in cucumbers and corn this week as well as some Squash will be going in very shortly.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to see all this life after such a cold, snowy winter. You can hardly believe it was snow on the ground a few weeks back.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that long ago. We still had snow here the 1st of April.
David, I know that we're coming up on a special date for Azure Standard. December will be 30 years since you started Azure, and before that the family farm. It's a very special time.
Well, obviously we've been farming organically for many years before that, but that's when we actually started using the name Azure and started selling under that, under that name, the Azure Standard,
right.
Which really did, the whole idea of the name was to create that purist mindset. Hey, there is no chemicals on this. This is the standard. This is setting a standard for clean food, for really clean and healthy food. The standard, and I believe we've been instrumental in doing that. I think it's been a big part. It's been a long journey. 30 years ago, organic wasn't found in every supermarket.
It's true.
It was fringe, if you will. But now, 30 years later, when I'm looking at it, really in a lot of ways, what we were striving for has happened. As I look back on the past 30 years, hey, create a standard for organic agriculture, create a standard for better quality food, for nutrient-dense food. Those all haven't been created, but the organic label is definitely mainstream. It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah. There's a recognition of what the idea of organic is now, I think.
Well, the whole idea, different parts of the world is different. I had a friend that just was in The Hague over there, and he said he couldn't find any place that sold anything but organic.
Right. I think they call it biodynamic in Holland, in the Netherlands.
Not biodynamic, biologic.
Biologique, that's
biologique.
it. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's either organic or biologique over there, and everything was, I think, obviously they're a couple decades ahead of the United States in that sense, but it's kind of, I think it's where it's going. It's, and looking back over the course of the last 30 years,
yeah,
that's quite apparent.
It's amazing.
So
yeah, well, so many years ago, when I shortly after I just started, you had this recipe for these amazing Carob bars, I think it was, and you sold them for a while, and they were really popular. And for some reason, I'm not sure what, but you didn't sell them for a while.
Well, we couldn't get ingredients that were up to our standards.
Right.
So the ingredients that would make it begin to degrade. We were getting genetically modified ingredients and things like that, and I didn't feel good about selling them.
Sure,
they were not. I didn't want to put my name on them. So we did sell them for a while under Doc's Choice candies, not that long ago. But we even quit selling those because they weren't up to the standard.
Sure.
And I felt for a long time, Carob as a product has a lot of herbal medicinal value. It regulates the digestive system, very positive. Has a lot of it's a dark, rich, nutrient dense product. And I know chocolate's kind of become a superfood recently, but chocolate also has an element of pick-me-up to it. There's a drug element to chocolate, not a strong one, but it's there. And Carob doesn't have that. It's got all the good aspects of the herbal piece. So I've always been a strong advocate of Carob in the sense of, hey, you can't ask for anything that tastes better and it's healthy for you at the same time. So, we've had a lot of fun this past year trying to redevelop that recipe.
Right.
So it's not the exact same recipe we had way back when. This is a new one, and I think it's so much better.
You know, it's funny, and you've also found a new supplier, who we'll talk about in a minute, but when I heard we were doing Carob, I just remembered this kind of chalky feel to Carob when I've had it in the past, and it wasn't an exhilarating experience. And you know me, I love food, I love experimenting in the kitchen, I try all different kinds of foods and 15 different kinds of olive oil, you know, I love food. So I was skeptical, to say the least, when I tried it. It's so good. There's a smoothness, the flavour has a depth profile to it which you just cannot get anywhere else. So I think it's amazing stuff. But tell me about the quality of the carob that you've managed to source now.
Yeah, no, the carob is top notch. It's certified organic. What we're using currently in the recipe is a product from Australia. So it does. In Australia, it's interesting because it has different climate than where most of the carob is grown. Is like in Spain or Italy, in the Mediterranean area there. And it's been grown there for a long, long time. Obviously, for thousands of years, it's been a food staple in those regions. But carob doesn't have the same pests in Australia, so it can be grown organically much more easily.
Right.
And it's got a real depth of flavor, and it's got a sweetness that's amazing. So you know, we've even done some recipes of unsweetened carob, which is amazing because I would have thought that would be just flat.
But there's a sweetness to it.
But carob has unlike chocolate, which has a bitter profile mostly, carob has a little bit of a sweet profile in its natural state. So it's a really fun journey, and we've been messing with this, and I think it's about ready.
Yeah.
We've been building the equipment for it to make it work on a commercial scale. I mean, before this, it's kind of been countertop in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I really want to invite everybody to give this a try. It's not anything like anything you've ever tasted before.
So what we decided to do, you know, David and I spoke earlier, and I went and looked at the production, and we're days away from creating this. So what we've decided to do is to give away 250 of our first run of this organic new recipe carob. And so underneath this video we're going to put a little sign-up box, put your email address in, and then when it's ready we'll pull 250 names out of the virtual hat, and we'll mail you inside the United States a bar of this carob. Try it for yourself, let us know what you think. I've tried it, I've also taken a bit home, and I've tried it I made some carob and dark cherry ice cream, you know, messing around in the kitchen. I tried some of this carob, I froze a bit, grated it. It's absolutely incredible. It doesn't have any of those things you may associate with carob in the past, like this kind of chalkiness and that kind of, well, I guess this is good for me feel, but it really does taste amazing. So we're going to give away 250 bars.
It doesn't mimic chocolate. It's a completely different taste profile, but it's a great one.
Yeah, it's a smooth depth of flavour. It's like nothing you've experienced before. And we've come up with a name. We'll announce that soon. But for the moment, if you're interested in getting one of these very first runs of carob from Azure, put your name in this box, which we'll put under here. Okay. So David, thanks for sharing some time with me today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with Azure Standard customers?
Well, hey, make it a wonderful summer. Hey, this is a gorgeous time of the year to spend time with friends and family and doing the things we love and enjoy God's great creation. It's so wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, David, and we'll chat again in a few weeks.
Awesome.
Thanks again.